James Degale defeats Lucian Bute on a 12-round unanimous decision. Now, I picked Degale to win on a 12-round unanimous decision, but I have to say that I do not agree with the judges' scorecards. Yeah, here we go again. Right? I felt the fight was a lot closer than the judges had it. Yes, Degale was landing the better quality punches throughout the fight, but in so many of the rounds, there were far few of them. And Lucian Bute was pressing the fight, and he was throwing more than Degale in a lot of the rounds. When you're fighting in the guy's backyard, that's a very dangerous situation to be in. When you're not throwing as much as the other guy and he's pushing you back. And Bute was landing decent shots here and there. Degale came out early in the fight and he tried to impose himself on Bute and test Bute's confidence, because Bute has seemed mentally fragile ever since that Carl Froch fight. But he seemed to rehabilitate himself a little bit mentally in the Pascal fight. And here, Bute really did seem as though he's got his confidence back to 100% again, because he wasn't at all afraid or at all leery about getting involved in exchanges with James Degale. And I think James Degale going into the fight was banking on the idea that Lucian Bute would still be mentally fragile, and as soon as he caught Bute with a decent shot, he'd be able to follow up and take him out. But that wasn't the case. Degale don't hit like Carl Froch. He's not as relentless as Carl Froch, so he wasn't able to put the shots together to get Bute going like that. So I think Degale was a bit of a victim of his own overconfidence again in this fight, but he didn't pay for it in terms of the judges. The crowd over there in Canada didn't like it. They felt that it was a closer fight, or maybe their man won. I had this fight very, very close, people. I'm not even going to lie to you. I had this a very, very close fight. But, if you want to go back and look at the fight and look who actually landed the clean shots, then, maybe you could have scored it a bit wider for Degale. But I don't know, man. To be honest with you, I was quite disappointed with Degale that he boxed that particular way. I think he should have kept the pressure up on Lucian Bute throughout the whole fight. It was the typical laziness of James Degale that we do often see, and I was quite disappointed by that. He started so brightly, but in fact, I think maybe there was a few of those left hands, because Lucian Bute's best punch has always been his left hand to the body, and I think a few of those left hands to the body did land on Degale, and that's what backed him up. Degale also got a cut. I think that might have been bothering him, but I think a few of those left hands to the sternum and to the body that Bute landed did get James Degale's attention, and he thought, you know what, let me not stay in the pocket for too long with this guy. Because James Degale's always shown a good chin throughout his career, but anyone can be taken out by a body shot. It don't matter how good your chin is. So, I don't know, I think maybe that's why he started backing up a little bit. But be that as it may, James Degale won a 12-round decision. And again, those people who are going to say, shut up, Hatman, there was nothing wrong with the scores. Yet again, I picked Degale to win. Right? And I said that the only way Degale would lose is if he got robbed. So I'm not trying to defend a bad prediction. My prediction was right. I'm just saying, personally, the way I scored it, I had it a lot closer than the judges had it, man. I think that those scores were too wide, in my personal opinion. Yes, quality, clean, effective punches are the criteria by which you score a fight. But if one guy's landing 2 or 3 quality shots and very little else, and the other guy's letting go with shots that are half landing, but, throwing twice as many, who do you give it to? That's when it gets very subjective. If both guys are landing a similar amount of punches, but one guy's shots are cleaner than the others, then yeah, you can easily give it to the guy who's landing the cleaner shots, whether he's going backwards, forwards, or whatever. So, I don't know. Let me know how you felt about this fight and Degale's performance. Did you think he won as clearly as the judges had it? Maybe you think he won even wider than that. Or maybe, like me, you thought the fight was actually closer. Maybe there are even people out there who think Bute won the fight or had it a draw. Drop your comments in the comment section below and let me know how you feel. Was this a fair decision by the judges? Was this scoring correct? Who would you like to see James Degale fight next? This 168-pound division, you've got Badou Jack is there, obviously. You've got Arthur Abraham. Those are the other champions floating around at the moment, because obviously Andre Ward has moved up. So it's not an extremely deep division at the moment, the super middleweight division. You've got Callum Smith as well coming up. So George Groves is still floating around. It's not as strong as maybe it once was, now that Carl Froch is retired and Kessler's retired. Ward has moved up. You know, you've also got the Darrell brothers still hanging about. So there's a few guys out there for James Degale to face. Who would you like to see him face? Who do you think he could beat? Who do you think could beat him? Drop it all in the comment section below. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.